All right, we're back with dinner time, and I am going to make, I don't even know what you want to call it, but it's going to be chicken thighs with some cream of mushroom and some vegetables and rice. And I'm going to make it all in my Ninja pressure cooker. I love my Ninja because it does everything. Sautés, does everything a regular Instant Pot does, and it also has this broiler and air fryer top. I'm just going to season up my chicken here. Let's see, maybe we can set it here where you can see. Anyway, this is basically steak seasoning. I get this at Aldi's. You can get it anywhere. And I grind it up in my food grinder, in my coffee grinder or spice grinder. But and then I mix this simply. I mix this with onion and garlic powder. Run it through the grinder, and that is all there is to it. To Celine's secret house seasoning. Okay, so there's that. I'll put a little paprika on it. Maybe a little extra garlic. Okay, now I'm going to put this, I'm going to first brown it off a little bit. And then I am going to put the rice in, all the veggies and seasoning. And then we are going to cook it all together, all at once, for the time that it calls for the rice. I'm going to be using brown basmati rice, or no, brown jasmine rice. Okay, so one of the, I'll get down here. So one of the things I wanted to say is, I think I mentioned earlier, but I'm not sure, that I am trying to participate in the Three Rivers Challenge, the Three Rivers Homestead Pantry Challenge. Her challenge goes for 2 months, January and February, where she doesn't go to the grocery store at all and only uses what's in her pantry in order to keep, going through it, and you don't just keep saving stuff and it goes out of date and it gets old, and so in other words, just use from your pantry, your freezer, and that's hurting my neck, so I gotta turn. And just whatever you've got on hand, it's basically working out of your pantry. Now, I am all for that, and I do that most of the time anyway, but I am just doubling down and making sure that I do that. The only thing is I am not going to not go to the grocery store. I feel like that we are in tumultuous times, and I do not want my stock to go down for any reason. For two reasons. Maybe we can't get any more, or maybe there's a supply chain shortage, or I'm not expecting the zombie apocalypse, so don't misunderstand me, but inflation is just skyrocketing. Maybe in 2 months, when it's time to restock, it's not affordable. The chicken or beef or whatever it was that, because you saw how fast it went up in this past year. So I just feel like for our family, I do not want to deplete my stock for 2 months. I think I'm maybe only going to do this 1 month. I might do it 2. We'll see how it goes. But I don't want to deplete my stock. So what I will do is continue to use the old stuff. And it's not old, but things I already have now. And as I use them, I will replace them, and of course they'll go to the back, and I will continue to use what is older than that. And so I'm cheating but not cheating. I am actually following the rules. The only difference is I am actually restocking what I use, so that at the end of a month or 2 months, I don't look at my pantry and go, okay, now I need to go spend $1,500 to replace everything I used in the last 2 years, or the last 2 months, or, I know that's an exaggeration, but you get what I'm saying. And then stuff isn't on the shelf. So, that's where I'm coming from. So everything I'm doing today, like this chicken was in the freezer and needed to be used. The rice I have in the pantry. This is organic brown jasmine rice. I use this all the time. I love it. I get that from Azure Market as well, Azure Standard. And the chicken broth I canned. The cream of mushroom soup is powdered mix, dry mix that I make. Mushrooms that I am going to use are mushrooms that I dehydrated. Celery that I'm going to use is celery that I dehydrated. I haven't decided yet because I'm kind of making this up as we go. But I don't actually have a recipe for this. But I've also got some freeze-dried diced tomatoes, just plain tomatoes that I threw through the food processor, diced them up, and ran them through the freeze dryer. So there's nothing in them but tomatoes. I think I'm going to add what's left in this jar. I have other jars, but I think just to finish that jar out, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to take this chicken out. Nice and golden brown and pretty. I am going to turn that off for the moment. I've got 1 1/3 cups of chicken broth here. I'm going to take 1/3 cup of my dry cream of chicken soup mix and mix that up in there. I'm just going to whisk that up in there. I am going to maybe just take a tiny bit of water. Guess I should have done that with the chicken broth before I added the soup mix to it. And I'm going to kind of deglaze the bottom. Okay, so I am going to put 1 cup. Get that good and full. 1 cup of brown rice. And I'm going to add my broth and my cream of chicken soup mix. I'm going to take a little bit of celery. Just kind of throw a handful of celery in there. Mushrooms. Now, these are beautiful. I love dehydrated mushrooms, well over freeze-dried mushrooms. Let's see if I can get them to focus here. Look how pretty those are. But I don't like them in big chunks, so I'm going to crumble them up. Stir that in there. I think I will dump these tomatoes in there. And I may put just a smidge more water in because everything here is dehydrated. And I would rather have it a little bit more wet than dry. I am also going to throw in some of my freeze-dried onions, one of my very favorite things to freeze-dry. Throw a couple of handsful of those in. I'm going to add some of my freeze-dried, my second favorite thing to do in the freeze dryer is peppers. Just a few. And I'm going to add a little bit of my homegrown freeze-dried rosemary, and I crush that up, and lemon thyme. There we go. I think that ought to do it. And I'm not going to put any salt in it, but I will put some pepper. And I will put some more of my house seasoning. And that ought to be really well seasoned now. Okay, I'm going to put my chicken back in. Get all the good juice back in there too. And let's see, how long am I supposed to do this? 15 minutes. And then a 5-minute natural release. So I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to do pressure. 15 minutes. Start. Okay, so while we're waiting for the Ninja to get done here, I'm going to make our side. And all I've done is taken a jar of My Home canned green beans. And those were canned in 2020, so they needed to be used. And I'm going to take a little bit of the juice that was in the jar. And I am going to put just a little scoop. I'd say that's, I don't know, maybe 2 tablespoons of my cream of mushroom soup mix that I make myself. And so I've just got that in that little bit of juice and mixing that up. Now this is made with cornstarch, so that's going to thicken up nicely, give it a good flavor. I found some of those French fried onions in the pantry just now, so I just decided I would give these a little bit of a boost and use those and kind of make a quick and really simple spin-off of green bean casserole. Ooh, that looks yummy. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Yum. Alrighty. I'm gonna plate up these green beans. Yeah. There you have it, folks. It's delicious. It smells wonderful. So anyway, there it is. So I'm gonna go eat. God bless and thanks for watching.